What it do? What's going down? Man, I got a little game for y'all, man, on the music installation. Man, I've been wiring up cars for different people for years. And thanks to the man upstairs with the talent he gave me, man, I have no burns. I have never burnt up nobody's car, even at my younger age when I was experimenting with putting in music. I always, and really what brought me to this video, man, my boy EJ at EJ Chevy, he hit me in the comments. Y'all excuse that phone. He hit me in the comments and he was like, man, I'm thinking about doing my own music and getting my own stuff together. Man, hell yeah, you know I'm all for that. Now, for my people, if this to my boy EJ too, if this your first time messing with music, it's not hard. And this for anybody, it's not hard. My thing always have been, I'ma overdo it on my wiring. And when I say overdo it, this is what I mean. And people used to laugh at the stuff I used to do, but as I got older and I kept doing it, they seen that I ain't never burnt up nobody's car, and everything I'ma put together gonna be jamming, pretty much. Now, don't pay no attention to the way I got this, but I'ma just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, now like on my car, now this is just a fuse block. I just jumped it with this, just an old fuse block I needed to do what I'm doing. But this wire right here that's running all the way to the back, I only got one run. This is the wire that comes off, okay, in one of my old neighborhoods, they bought out the neighborhood. So as they was tearing down houses, people was going in them getting the copper wire and all that. So one day I'm out there working on the car. I see him walk by. I'm like, hey, where you going with that? Man, I'm finna go sell it. I say, bring that here. I look at it. I say, man, this the wire that come from the power line to your house, to your breaker box that power your whole house. He say, yeah. I say, man, what you want for that? He say, man, I don't know, G, man. Just throw me something, man. Give me about $30. I say, shit, I give him the $30. And he was like, what you gonna do with that? I say, don't worry about it. I say, if you get some more, just bring it to me. So one day he caught me in the yard again. He had some more. He dropped it on the ground. Just so happened I'm up under my Cadillac and I'm running that wire. He was like, man, you using that wire for your batteries and your music? I say, hell yeah. He was like, oh yeah, I see why you be jamming. So when I say overdo it on the wiring, my hot wire that's in my car is the same wire that come off the power line to your breaker box that'll instantly kill you. So that wire, the voltage that I'm running through here shouldn't do nothing to that wire. That wire be in this car when this car go to the graveyard and get crushed one day. So to all my people out there that want to do your own music, man, don't never do the bare minimum on your wiring. Like I got a boy, he got a company, they throw away a lot of scrap wire. He look junky over here because I've been going through it, but as you can see, man, I got rows and rows. This is the same wire that they run in your house that powers up your electrical sockets and stuff. Man, you know what I do with this wire? Man, I run this wire on my speakers. Like my 6.5s, they ran off of this wire. And this is the same wire that you can plug in your damn welding machine or something in the wall, and this be the wire that's in there, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's something like this, because that's the company he worked for. I bought a roll of this, and as you can see, this wire here is too thin for me to do anything. So the only thing I do with this wire is like when I'm running relays, I use this for like a trigger wire. And it's like literally like maybe 5 volts going through this wire. That's all this little thin wire right here good for. I don't even run this in people's cars really. Nothing like this. You come to me, your remote wire going to your music gonna have this kind of wire, color coded. Man, that's just me. And that's just my advice to a lot of people who want to start running their own music and you scared you gonna burn something up. Man, when you running music, you want to always take in consideration first vibration. When you running your wires, your power wire, you want to always make sure it is secured and it ain't by nothing where it can vibrate and rub in the long run. You got constant vibration. First, you take that in mind whenever you running any wires. Vibration. If you gotta drill a hole in the floor and run your hot wire up through the floor, don't just leave that bare metal around that wire, because you got to realize while your music playing, that wire is vibrating. Make sure you put some kind of rubber grommet or go get you a tube of that windshield glue. That shit there bonds anything together. It turns to rubber. You can put that shit anywhere, make you a rubber stopper. Always secure your wires from vibration. Just, man, when you running wires, you got to think in terms that I don't want my shit to burn up. So run your wires carefully, man. Think. That's all I can say. I can't stress that enough, man. When you running these wires, think. If that speaker calls for a 16 gauge wire, man, put a thicker wire. That way you know you overdid it. There's no way that wire can burn up, because that speaker calls for a 16 gauge wire, and I put a 10 gauge in that motherfucker, or a 12 gauge. So I know it's not gonna overheat. And that's how a lot of people's systems fail, man. You do the bare minimum on your wiring and shit start overheating, shit vibrating, shit not secured. That's why I tell people, I might not go buy all that fancy heat shrink and do all that, but I guarantee you I've been fucking with cars since I was a teenager. And I'm 43 years old and I have 0 burns under my belt. So I'm not just on here whistling Dixie. I'm telling y'all facts, and y'all can check my background. Anybody I never did music for, I have 0 burns under my belt. That's because when I wire up people's cars, I think and I take in consideration. Okay, I can run this wire like this here and it'll be easier. Oh, but damn, it's laying right by that exhaust pipe. This motherfucker gonna get hot. A lot of people don't think about that. They run wires, don't think about when you turn, the wire might move and switch and lean over. Now it's leaning on the exhaust pipe. You wonder why you sit at the light. Now you got a flame coming from under the hood. You didn't take consideration on your wiring. Just like back here. This shit might not be the neatest to some people, shrink heat and all that good shit. Hey man, I'm not spending all my money on that because I can just do it with black tape. I ain't worried about nobody seeing this back here. What the fuck it gotta be neat for, long as it's safe? Now see, like before I put my box in, for instance, how I got this hot wire right here. Y'all see that? Before I put my box in and I go over this, I guarantee you that wire will not be right there by that metal. I'm going to move that, or I'm going to put something around it to make sure that the vibration don't make that wire rub. See what I'm saying? Got all my ends crimped and clean. Everything is in place. I ain't got to worry about nothing rubbing and touching. So what might not look neat to you, I know I did it and it's safe. Now, if I fail on my own car, then, shit, it's my car. Y'all can laugh or whatever. I ain't tripping. I ain't perfect. But I know one thing, in over 20 years of doing this, I have 0 burns under my belt. That's facts. Like Cat Williams say, facts, statistics. How that boy said it's statistics. You know what I'm saying? For real, these are statistics. And 0 burns. Thanks to the man. But, like I'm telling y'all, I always overdo it. Like, for instance, when I did have to use that thin wire, look at what I did. I took both sides of the wire and made it into one wire. So both of these wires is one ground wire, because that wire was too thin. So this is the only place I use that, and that's just on my super tweeters. That's the only spot this wire is in my car, and maybe on some relays. But like I say, I doubled that wire up, and this one wire is both of these wires is my one ground going to the ground terminal. So that's how I double my shit up, and man, like I say, man, you gotta do, if you gonna hook your own music up, you gotta do what you gotta do to make sure that your shit don't overheat, don't catch on fire. Make sure your ohms right. Don't just go buying woofers and not knowing how many amps you want to run. If you know, see, like me, I like to have 1 amp. I try to have minimum amps. My partner and them trying to break me out of it. That's why I'm doing the 2 8000s. My last setup, I had 6 15s on 1 8000. Never overheated, amp never cut off, amp still healthy, everything. But you got to look at your ohms. Talk to people, ask questions. You want to do 412s on 1 amp? You need to get you 4 2-ohm 12s and wire them in series down to 1 ohm, and then put them on a 1 ohm amp. Or if you want to do half ohm, get you a half ohm amp. Don't get a 1 ohm amp and run it at half ohm and put that extra load on there, especially if you're not ready to go all the way with upgrade. If you want to run an amp below 1 ohm that can take that, you gotta feed that amp the power. And even if you running it at 1 ohm, you still gotta have the power. So, I mean, this to anybody, this just a little free game about wiring, man. That's the most important thing when it come down to running people music. At the end of the day, everything tie in, how the box is built, how everything's set up, the combination, the woofers to the amount of amp you putting on them, all that's cool. But for the beginners, man, go with upgraded wire. Don't never do the bare minimum on your wiring, man. Don't never ever do the bare minimum on your wiring. I can't stress that enough. There go this phone ringing, y'all. But man, I'm telling y'all, don't ever, ever, ever do the bare minimum on your wiring. And that's one of the things that'll keep you ahead. Think about vibration. Think about your wire placement. Never run your wire around your exhaust, around heat. All of that. Take all of that. Heat, vibration, metal, sharp metal. Man, take all that into consideration when you running your wires, man. I can't stress that shit enough. And you'll be successful. Run your own shit. Try it. Put you some fuses. Make sure your shit ran right, and you'll be successful. That's one of the keys to being a successful music man. You overdo it on the wiring. Make sure you don't burn these people's shit up. Or if you playing with your own shit, make sure you don't burn your own shit up. So the way you would have in your mind how you would want your shit done, man, fuck just running that and run this. And that'll keep this from doing that. Man, do that shit. That's how I do. When I try to figure something out, like, damn, that boy car burnt up because he used that. So I know if I use this and that shit, it'll be better. Man, do that shit. Fuck with it. Hell yeah. Run your wires. Vibration, heat, sharp metal, upgrade your wire, overdo your wiring. I can't stress that enough, and you'll be successful.